It's very hard to read people. People are always trying to hide how they really feel about you. But one of the things that people just cannot hide is that when somebody actually likes you, they become extremely predictable. And when somebody is either one, playing manipulation games, or two, where they don't like you, they become unpredictable, right? And today we're going to be talking about why that is and how you can use this fact to make your dating life much easier with the opposite sex. Simply because there's nothing more frustrating when dating someone and you don't know whether or not they're actually going to go on the date. You don't know whether or not they're actually going to disappear on the night of the meetup, and that person is going to make you look bad in front of your friends, right? And what tends to happen is that whenever they become unpredictable, what we try to do, we try to understand them, right? We see the chaos, and we try to pinpoint why they're acting the way they're acting. Because with their words, they're sending you in another direction. I like you. I appreciate you. I want to see you again. But then you notice that you can't really predict them. You don't really know whether or not they're actually going to meet on the first date. I mean, on the second or third date. You don't really know whether or not they're actually going to go on vacation with you. You don't really know whether or not you're actually going to see them this week. And that tends to have an effect on you, right? It's like a child, even children. Back in our childhood days, if your parents were predictable, you were able to have a more comfortable relationship with them. You knew how they were going to react, so it allowed you to grow and to focus on yourself, right? But when parents are not predictable to their kids, they don't know how the parents are going to react to negative events. They don't know how their parents are going to react when something bad happens. They don't know if whether or not they're going to show love or whether or not they're going to push them away. So those children grow up being anxious because they cannot predict their parents. You know, when you cannot predict something, it really does. In the beginning, it's fine, but over the long term, whenever you stay with people who you can't predict and their unpredictability causes stress, it tends to make it harder for you to regulate your emotions. It tends to make it harder for you to feel at ease with yourself. Because whenever we are in front of something that's unpredictable, the brain cannot calm down. It can't calm down. It's trying to add up the missing pieces, but it cannot find the missing pieces. So it stays in a perpetual state of tension, continually trying to predict this person and completely failing at it. This tends to lower your self-esteem. In order to build self-esteem, you need consistent positive feedback from people, at least consistent. But whenever you get unpredictable feedback from people, it really does hurt how you see yourself. It really does hurt how others see you, because the anxiety in your face at the face of someone who's unpredictable creates emotions in you that you cannot control. You want them to come on the date today, and you don't, and you're in anxiety. You're like, you're sending those confirmation text messages. And it kind of ruins your day. You don't know how to think. It's kind of like it's almost like they're dividing and conquering you from within. And that tends to break you up inside. And what will happen is that your reactions to them following through on your actions will become exaggerated, because you don't know. You know, whenever you don't know somebody's reaction, you're in a state of waiting, and that waiting is like this. Are they gonna react? Are they going to react? And then they react positive, and you react positively. But now, because you didn't expect a positive reaction, your reaction to them is more exaggerated. So that means you respond faster. Your face is more animated, out of proportion, to be honest with you. They can see it in your eyes. You're giving them a freaking psycho look that you like them. And your nonverbal cues, as much as you try to hide it, your nonverbal cues will betray you. Why? Because whenever you could predict a reaction, your face and your voice doesn't react to surprise, so it's more stable. Hey, how are you? But when you didn't know they're actually gonna be there, it's more like, hey person that I'm creeping the fuck out, hey, you know, and that is a burden on people, because your overly excitement also communicates to them that if this doesn't work out, you might need to go to therapy. And I'll be honest with you, that is a burden that a lot of people who are in one-sided relationship don't like. The burden of having to break up with you, the burden of having to pull away, the burden of having to leave you might be too much, and that could discourage them from seeking anything serious with you, because they know the ending is going to be a complete freaking nuclear explosion. Nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that kind of stuff. I want to be able, for example, I had a girl who, one of the girls that I really liked, right? Her name was Gaia, because I really like her name. That's a beautiful name. And the first time the first time we hooked up, I told her she can't stay over, right? Because I just didn't want to. And I remember, I know she liked me. I thought she liked me a lot, but her reaction was so nonchalant. She was like, "Okay, no problem." It was so nonchalant. I'm like, "Bitch, care? What the fuck?" Like, shed a little tear, God, you know. But her reaction to that was so relaxed that it made me feel comfortable to cancel. For example, I don't really cancel on people, but I know that my cancellation is not going to ruin her day, right? And that allows you to comfortably get to know the person, right? Now, what also tends to happen when the person is unpredictable is that when they act stable in relationship, you can actually start to depend on them. You know, when somebody's unpredictable, a part of you wants to depend on them, and maybe you are desperate to depend on someone because it's kind of healthy, but because they don't show you predictability, you can't really be yourself around them. You can't really show them that emotional mess that you really are, and actually allow them to experience you without them getting turned off. And that creates a relationship where you have to put up a front, and over time that front that you're putting up has cracks in it, and that crack makes you feel resentful. That crack makes you feel tired of having to act. I mean, eventually you're gonna show them your neediness, and you know, there's a reason why you felt afraid to show them your neediness. It's because you knew they weren't going to like you. There's a part of you that knows this person is not for you, right? But you want this to work out under any circumstances, that you sabotage your self-esteem just to have an outward experience of validation while exchanging your internal validation of yourself, right? So somebody who really likes you and they're predictable, you'll notice that you could be needy around them. You could look at them in the eye. You could tell them that I miss you. But when someone is unpredictable, you sort of hesitate because their unpredictability causes you to walk on eggshells. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye-bye. All right, if you guys enjoy these videos about stoicism, dating, relationships, self-help, moving up in life, I would recommend you guys check out some of my courses that I have for sale. These courses are courses for men and women. For example, Nice Girl, Nice Guy is a course about how to become more assertive. Natural Chemistry is a course for women that I have on how to develop strong relationships. Dark Game is a controversial course that I have for guys on how to attract women in their life and keep it. It's not as dark as it seems, but we do talk about some dark psychology in here. Psychological Game of Attraction is a course that we made for women who are single. And as you see, we have a course about how to develop charisma. Emotional Mastery, which is a course about how to develop a meditation practice and how to improve your emotional life, to become more resilient, to not let rejection hit you so hard, to be able to bounce back from failure. I have a course called Nice Guy, which is a course for guys who are single and guys who want to be able to develop more assertiveness training, right? Most of these courses come at $99. And there you can also purchase the bundle where you guys can purchase all of the courses in one go at a discounted rate, right? We have a bundle for women and a bundle for men. So click in the description down below to check them out. You can browse around and see the courses that you like. And if you don't like them, you guys can ask for a 30-day money-back guarantee, and I'll give you guys the money back, okay? And in fact, we actually have a new one for women right now we're developing. It's called The Feminine Woman. So if you're a woman watching, this course is specifically to help women become more feminine, to embrace their feminine while embracing their masculine energy. And I'm actually going to make a course for that, like that for men, which is called a Masculine Man, which is a course on how to develop masculinity and develop masculine energy, to attract women in your life, to attract business success in your life, to be able to be better socializing, to read people better. It's truly an all-around course. So if you guys want to check out those courses, click on the description down below where it says purchase the courses, and I'll see you guys inside. Bye-bye.